Hi guys, and welcome to Unity calculator tutorial. Let me show you guys how this works. So I'm going to use the backspace first. Check that out. You see that there. And if I say 87 multiplied by 9, and let's suppose I change my mind and decide to say maybe 2, I can always clear that and enter 2 in there and just click on. There we go. Let's say I'm going to clear that, clear. 33 minus 33 multiplied by 7. There, let's divide that by 5 among 5 people. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Unity development environment. We put one of these together using C#. So let's exit out, start a new project entirely. So I'm going to minimize that, come up here, create new project. And I'm going to select 3D core, give it a name. Let's call it calculator. I'm going to enter Paul in there because it's going to my second channel. Click on create. There we go. Okay guys, my development environment is ready. I'm going to start by, first of all, let's right click on this area and let's select UI. And I'm going to select panel. There, that's my panel there. I'm going to change it to 2D. Okay, so let's bring it down so that we can see the panel properly. And this very panel, I might as well just change let's change the height and width of this panel. Okay, to change the height and width of this panel, you see here where we have rect transform. You see this blue cross in there? Let's click on that to open up the panel. I'm going to check center. Once you check center, you should be able to see the width and the height. So I'm going to make the width about 607 by 752. That's fine. So that is my width and height set it for. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get hold of the text box. But let's right click in here. Right click on the panel. First of all, I'm going to select an image. Just drag that very image, make sure it is selected. Okay, that's fine. Drag it right up there, somewhere there. And I'm going to extend the width and height of that very image. Select the image one more time. Okay, let's extend that to about, maybe we can set it for about 500 plus. Let's say 5. Yeah, something like that. Let's go for 520 and just see how that's going to look like. We can always reduce or whatever. And yeah, I'll leave it as 100. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to right click and let's add a text. So the text I'm going to set it for is legacy, and I want that text to be just, okay, let's change the name of the text. I don't want it to be a child of the image, so I'm going to change that to TXT display. That's the name of my text box that I intend to use. I'm going to get it out of there. I just want the image to be right there. So I'm going to change the width of that text to 500. Let's say 570 by, no, let's make it 516 or so. 516. Okay, 518 by 80, something like that. Now come right down here, change the text on it to 0, and the font, I'm going to make that about 70. Get it centered. Make sure it's align right and dead center. That is good. What about the text on it? Okay, it's going to be black. That's good. Very good. That's black. And I'm going to make it bold. Come in here. Check that and make sure it's bold. That is taken care of. Now let's take care of buttons. I'm going to right click on the panel again, and right here go straight to the UI, select legacy, and let's select buttons. That is the button I intend to use. This very button, let me increase the height and width of that button. I'm going to make that about 127. Okay, and the width is 127. Let's increase the height to about 110. Yep, something like that. Yeah, that will do. Let's just bring that here. Okay, I may have to increase this, but let's see how the button is going to look first. So come right in here. You see the text content on the button. Select that. I'm going to make that about, let's select the text. Okay, I'm going to make that about 70 as well, and let it be bold. Let's see, bold. Yeah, and it's black. Okay, so this very first button here, I'm going to change the name to BTN backspace. That's my very first one. Okay, that's good. Now let's do one other thing. I want to right click in here. Let's select empty game object. That is it there. The empty game object will be the, let's just call it calculator buttons. Okay, calculator buttons. So let's drag my button backspace and dump it in there. Very good. So I'm now going to just right click on this button and create duplicate. I have one duplicate there. Drag it to the side. Now copy both, right click, another duplicate. There we go. Very good. We have all our buttons in place. That is good. So select all of the buttons now and copy, right click, duplicate. There we have the second row sorted. Now select all of the button, right click, duplicate, bring it right down. Very good. Now I just need one more. Select these ones and right click and duplicate and just drag them down. Nice. Okay, all my buttons are in place. Now you see this one, BTN backspace. This is going to be BTN CE. And I'm going to change the text content of BTN CE to CE as entry, clear entry, sorry. There. Now select this other one. This one is going to be BTN clear. I'm just going to put a C there. Drop it down. Let's select the text content on it and change that to C. Now this one here, before let's take care of this ones. I'm going to select this one here. That's BTN 7. Now select the text content on the BTN 7 and just change that to 7. Good. This is going to be 8. BTN 8. Now select the text object in it, change that to number 8. We have BTN 9. Drop it down, change that to 9. And the name, that will be BTN 9. And this one right here, that's going to be the plus. BTN, let's just say plus. So drop down the text and change that to the plus sign. And the one below, that's BTN subtract. change the data there to subtract, and followed by that will be number 6. So this is BTN6. Drop it down, change the text to 6. Next, BTN5. Drop it down again, change that to 5. And BTN4. Change that to 4. Text content. That'll be number 4. This is going to be BTN1. Change the text content to 1. This is BTN2. There. Change the text to 2. Then we have BTN3. Click on that. BTN3. Change text content to 3. Next is going to be the multiplication sign. So I'm going to call that BTN mult. Drop it down, change the text content to the multiplication sign. All right, looking good so far. Now the next one is going to be division. So let's change that to BTN division. Dave. Text is going to be the division symbol. And this is going to be BTN equals. Change the text content to equals. This is, let's select this one. Okay, that is going to be my BTN decimal. Let's put des in there. And text content will become the decimal symbol. That's good. So now this one here, that's going to be BTN 0. Text content of BTN 0 will be 0. And that takes care of the design of my interface, guys. All right, so now that that is all done, and we have every single button inside their own game object called calculator buttons, you can always minimize and do whatever you like. Okay, now let's take care of this. This is meant to be the backspace. So with the backspace, drop it down, look at the text content on it. The choice is yours. You can always delete it if you want, or just uncheck it. So I'm now going to right click on it and add. Let's go into UI, grab hold of the image. Yeah, I believe the image is right there. So let's click on that and see where the image is. Yeah, the image is right on top of it. If you like, you can increase the size of the image. The choice is yours. While the image is selected, come right here. You see where we have source. Click on that source on your inspector. Click on it. And there are some symbols here that I can use as the source. Now they're coming up as the backspace. I'm going to grab hold of this. Check this out. Okay, so I've just clicked on it. There we go. And you might not be able to see it. I'm going to change the color to black. Now you guys can see it. All right, that is fine. So that's my backspace taken care of. And this other one here, that is meant to be the plus minus. I'm going to go into Word document and grab hold of a plus minus. So let's click on Word document. Delete all of this. Come right here, select insert, and then select symbol. Inside the symbol, you should be able to see the plus minus symbol. That is it there. So I'm going to close that and just copy the plus minus. So minimize this. Come in here, grab hold of that was supposed to be known as BTN plus minus PM. There. Now select the text, and the text just paste the plus minus symbol there, and that takes care of that. All right, with my display, I think I do have one image there, so I'm going to kind of like drag this down a little bit. Yeah, and this image we want to drag it down as well. Yeah, okay, so let's run it now and just see how it looks like. There we go. But let me stop that, go to games, and let's come in here where we have maximize so that we can see it properly. There, that's how it's looking. It's brilliant. So end that. Now let's come straight into the project area here. Right click, let's create script, select create C# script. I'm going to call that calculator let's just say calculator script, something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Now click on open to open up the calculator script. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some variables, 4 variables that I intend to use. So get rid of this, and let's just say public text, and the text for this is going to be, let me just call that text, or let's say txt display or text display. I'm going to call it text display. That is fine. Okay, but let's get rid of this. That was supposed to be text. txt text display is the text display. As you notice, you will see there's an underline here. Why? Because I was meant to import the UI. So I'm going to come in here, import the library UI.ui. There we go. That's for the text content and the buttons. You see the error is gone. Now the next thing is I'm going to create some other variables for the buttons. So this very one, I'm going to call it, let's say digit 1. And digit 1, that was supposed to be a float. Let's say float, that is the data type. Float digit 1 is going to be equals nothing in there. Okay, now I'm going to just copy digit 1 and create another one for digit number 2. This is digit 2. Now let's create something for the operator. So I'm going to call that, the data type is string and is going to be an operator. So I'm just going to say opera. That is going to be, okay, let's just end it like that. That's my operator that I intend to use. Now I'm going to then do something for the, no, let's create function. Let's create function for the arithmetic operator. So the very first function is going to be public void. Let's say this one is going to be the addition. So let's say addition. There we go. That's the name of that very function. It's called addition. Or maybe I should just make it so that I can see it. I'll call it BTN addition. Right. So inside the BTN addition, I am now going to call my digit number 1. Digit 1 is going to be equals my text data or text display. So let's say float dot parse whatever we have inside text display. Okay, pass it in here inside digit number 1. Now we grab hold of the operator. The operator in this case is going to be equals the plus sign. There we go. Now that operator is taken care of. Now we clear the text display. Come right down here, paste text display equals clear. So that takes care of the first operator. Now select this, and that is going to be the second operator. This is going to be subtract. So okay guys, that takes care of the, let's take care of the subtraction. So I've copied and pasted that in there and just change the symbol to subtraction. Now that that is done, I'm going to copy this again. Let's come right down here. That's going to be 4. That's a multiplication. So I'm just going to call that mult. So scroll right down, change that to multiplication sign. Now the next one is going to be for division. Come right down here. Let's change this to division. There, and change the operator to the division sign. Come up here. That's multiplication. That's taken care of. That is nice, guys. So let's go back. Let's make sure it's saved. Save that. Come straight to the editor, and right in there, the next thing we want to do is select your object here that is called calculator buttons. Okay, make sure it's selected. And now let's drag the lines of code straight onto the button. There we go. If you notice, we have a text display. That's the variable called text display. See, with variable called text display, what we want to do now is drag this text box straight into the text display. That's the text box there. Now select this button, drag this text box here and dump it right in here. Okay, so that's taken care of. Let's go back straight to our codes now. I'm going to go back, double click on the code, and now what we want to do is to start work. Now let's take care of the digits. So come right down here. So I'm going to create another public function, public. So let's call that, so that's going to be btn num7. So btn number 7, enter parentheses, come right down, enter statement block. Now that btn 7 is added, let's say if text display dot text, if that is equals, let's say equals because we also need to get it converted dot to string, and what we convert into string must be whatever we have inside the text box itself. In this case, what we have in the text box for now is just the digit 0. There, and come right down here, press enter. Now the next thing we want to do is, let's say the result is going to be, as a text box, text display, that will be equals number 7, enter parenthesis, semicolon, enter semicolon in there, else, let's do this, else, copy this, come right down here, let's just enter else, paste, and that is going to be text box, text display equals text display plus 7. Enter that, and that's take care of the very first one. So I'm going to copy this. The first number is taken care of, paste that in there. This is going to be for number 8. We have 18 here, change all of the text data here to 8 and 8 right here. Now the next one is going to be for 9. Okay, come right down here, change the function to 9, and here is going to be 9 and 9 right here. Okay guys, let's continue. I'm going to come in here now, copy that. That is going to be for digit number 4, and change all of these to 4. Done. Then digit 5, paste, change the name to 5 and number 5 here. Now paste, that is for 6, and this is 6 and that. Now we have digit 1, number 1. That is 1 and 1. Paste. We have 2. Change that to 2, 2 and 2. Then we have 3. Come right down, change this to 3, 3, 3 and 3. Now let's take care of the 0 as well. Paste that in there and change this to BTN0. There we go. See that? That's how easy it is. Now I'm going to save that. Let's come straight here and back into our Unity editor. Now let's select all of the buttons, every single button. Just select them all. Okay, let's come right down here. We now want to add an object to it. This very object there. So you see where we have the click event. Click on the plus sign, grab hold of the object name and just dump it right there. Okay, now let's select each button. I'm going to select the plus one. Click on this, come right here to the name of my script. I need the add. There we go, add. I've added the function to it. Multiplication, click on the function, come straight here again, look for multiplication. There, the function is added. Sub, that's the subtraction. Let's look for the subtraction function right there. Now I need the division. Click on that, come right down here. Let's look for the division function right up there. Very good. Now let's take care of the numbers. Select number 1. Come right here. We're looking for the function number 1. Done. Button 1 is taken care of. Let's repeat the same thing for button number 2. Drop it down and let's select button 2. There. Select 3. Go to the function. We have 3 taken care of. Let's take care of 0. Come in here and let's look for 0. There we go. Then we have 4. Take care of number 4. Take care of number 5. Select that. Go straight to the function 5. Number 6. Repeat exactly the same thing for number 6. And come right here. 7. Go straight to the class as well. And 7. Add. Go for 8. And drop that down. We need number 8. Then we need 9. Repeat the same thing for 9. There we go. 9 is taken care of. Good. So all the numeric buttons are taken care of and the operators. Now let's take care of the backspace. I'm going to go back to the code. So right here inside inside my code, I'm going to come down here. So let's create a function for the backspace. So I'm going to just call that public void, because it's not going to return anything. Public void btn backspace. Enter, press parentheses, press enter, curly braces, scroll right down. So what we want to do is let's use an if statement. I might as well just copy this and paste that right in there. So we say if backspace, or if the text is dot length, and if that is greater than 0, what we want the system to do is we say the text itself, we want it to store the following. Okay, let's say txt display equals txt display dot the length, no, sorry, dot remove. We want to remove whatever we have in there. Dot remove. And what are we removing? What we are removing is whatever we have inside text box display. So text display dot text equals length, and we just need to say minus 1, comma 1. Accept that. That is it. Taken care of. Now Supposing after we took care of that, let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to save that before I continue with this. Let's save that, minimize that. And now, this is the backspace. Select the backspace, add the function of the backspace to the backspace, and the backspace right there. Let's click on run. We just want to see how it will all work. You see the buttons? I can enter the number digit now. Backspace, check that out. There, you see there's nothing in there. So what I want to do is, once the text box becomes empty, I want it to default back to 0. So I'm going to copy this, just paste it right underneath here. You can still use an if statement anyway, and just come right here. If that is equals nothing, equals nothing, I want this to change back to 0. There we go. That takes care of that. Get rid of this. There. So if I save that, minimize this, and let's run it, and you see what I'm talking about now. Run. Enter whatever in there. Backspace, backspace. You see, default back to 0. Now let's take care of the clear entry and the clear. So double click on that. So first of all, let me take care of the clear. That's easy. Yeah, I can copy all of this and just change it around. Press enter, paste, change this one to BTN clear. And BTN clear, all we just need to do is just change it to 0. Get rid of everything in here. That's it. BTN clear is taken care of. So I'm going to copy this and just change it to BTN clear entry. So for the clear entry, paste that in there, paste, and come right here, change this one to clear entry. There we go. So with the clear entry, I'm going to declare a string variable here. I'm going to call that F and S. F for first numbers, S for second numbers. So here I'm going to say F equals convert dot to string, whatever we have inside. Let's accept that for now. Whatever we have inside our digit 1, it's called digit 1. Change that to digit 1. Digit 1. There. Repeat the same thing for the second one. Come right here. That equals digit number 2. Accept that as well. Now we now need to clear both. F equals clear. S equals clear as well. And that takes care of my clear entry. So I'm going to save that. Let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. Click on run. So if I say 56 multiplied by 2 or by 9, clear, I can then multiply by 2. You can now see just yet. Oh, I haven't added my clear function. So select the clear entry. Come right here. See where we have the function. Change that to clear entry. Where is it? Clear entry. There we go. And this one is going to be for clear. Change that to clear. Where is clear? There we go. All right, we've taken care of the 3. So let's take care of the plus minus. Now open that up. And in the case of the plus minus, so let's create a function underneath here as well. So I'm going to grab hold of this and just change it to plus minus. Paste. And this is going to be plus minus. P and M. That's good. Now, get rid of all of these. Yeah, get rid of everything. Okay, I'm going to copy this and just create another one for the decimal because I need one for decimal as well. Now, in here, let's start by first of all declaring the following variable. Let's say P equals, we want it to be float dot parse, and what are we passing? We're passing whatever we have in here. There we go. Now this The text display equals convert dot to string. And what are we converting to string? We're converting whatever we have inside P, but it has to be multiplied by 1 there. So that takes care of the plus minus. Now let's take care of the decimal. I'm going to say equals, if not text display, dot contains decimal, close the bracket, enter statement block, then text display equals text display plus decimal. There we go. And that's it. So I'm going to save that. Now let's see how that's going to work. So I'm going to select the plus minus, come right down here, select the function for the plus minus, that should be PM. There we go. There, attached. Select the decimal, and let's see the function for decimal as well. There we go. Done. Okay, now we now need to take care of the equals. Double click on that. So come right down here. So I'm just going to enter public. With the plus minus, we just say public void, and let's give that a name. I'm going to call it btn equals. Okay, that's fine. Btn equals, enter parentheses, and now let's start by first of all declaring a float, and I'm going to call that answer, and answer equals 0 float. Now let's enter whatever we have inside digit number 2. Digit 2, that's going to take in whatever value we have inside the text display. That is correct. Accept that. Now I'm going to use an if statement. If operator, if that is equals plus the plus sign, then we say answer, that will be equals, let's say that's going to be digit 1 plus digit 2. Digit 1 plus digit 2. There we go. So that's taken care of. Now we now need to store whatever we have inside text display. Come right down here, paste that in there. Text display, that will be equals answer dot to string. There. So the first one is taken care of. Now I'm going to copy this. Let's copy and change that for, there we go. This will become subtract. Now change this operator to subtract. This one is multiply. Change this operator to multiplication. And this is division. Change this operator to division as well. And that takes care of the plus sign. Okay, so let's run it now. I'm going to save that. Come right down here. First of all, select the plus button. Scroll right down. You see where we have the function? Drop that down. Go straight to the function name and look for the, scroll right down. Go back in there. Let it compile. Select the plus sign. Come straight to the function here. Drop it down. And let's look for the plus now. That is the plus sign. There. That is that done. So let's run it now just to see how that's going to work. Let's say 54, multiply that by 9. There. No, it's not working. Let's see why it's not working. Okay, let's go back into the code to see what I've done wrong. Oh, check this out. No, this was supposed to be covered right there, and I'm going to have to delete this here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and that's it, because they are all individual if statements. So okay then, so let's save that and go back to our system. Minimize that. All right, run it now. Okay, let's say 59 multiplied by 3. Very good. Plus, that is good. Let's say multiply that by 4. Divide by 84. Backspace. And let's add 74 multiplied by 9. No, we don't want to multiply by 9. We want to multiply by 2. So clear entry. Enter 2. There we go. So check that out, guys. So for your information, this is how you create your own calculator using Unity development environment. And please do subscribe to my channel. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. And thanks for watching, guys. You all have a nice day now. And bye for now.